One of the things that I really like is that Jim and I make the time to make breakfast together every morning. I love cooking with him. I really do. That's what we've done. That's how we've met, and we dance, when we're in the kitchen. I first met Jim Vellano in the summer of 2005 when I started working at Per Se.
You're at the top of your game at that restaurant. It's very competitive. So my first reaction to Jen was, how do I be better than her?
We used to go out after work a lot, and we became really good friends. I found myself really confiding in him. I remember we went to the Heartland Brewery in Union Square, of all places, and I remember how natural it was for us to just kind of I was grabbing stuff off his plate, and we were laughing and giggling, and I just remember thinking wow, this is really easy. One week in March, Jim asked if I wanted to go up to Albany.
She met my family, and it wasn't meant to be like me bringing my girlfriend home. It was just here's a friend of mine from work. At that point is when it kind of solidified that here's a girl that I can split wings with and split a burger with, and someone who can go home and meet my family, and my family fell in love with her the first day.
In May of 2006, Jim was transferred to Bouchon to be the chef de cuisine, and I stayed at Per Se.
I knew my schedule was going to change. Her schedule remained that grueling 16-hour day, and mine was kind of a calm 12 hours.
So we would try to cross paths, before I went to work or before he went to work.
I think we were totally in love at that point. We were doing everything together that we possibly could, and like I'm sure she'll tell you, I slowly started moving into her apartment. She was living on the Upper West Side.
That was a labor. I think he said to me, I know you said you don't want anyone living with you, but you do. And then that was it. And I said, well, okay. Then he broke his lease.
We can work that 16 hours a day together and have that crazy schedule, and also live in a box and not freak out on each other. I think we realized that's kind of a testament to the strength of our relationship, I think.
Jim came home one day and said, I really want a boat.
And I thought she was going to say no, and I required a big commitment. She said, just do it, just get it, and why not? It'll be fun. And it wasn't because of the boat, but it just made me realize that here's someone that just ultimately wants me to be as happy as I possibly can. This is someone that I need to be with, more than just I want to be with, someone I need to spend the rest of my life with.
So we took it out last year in August, and we had plans to go to Block Island for a week, and then to Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and Newport. I think it was the second day that we were out there. We went out for dinner. And prior to going out for dinner, Jim said, I really want to go to a nice beach or something, and I was starving.
And we were at this marina, and I thought she was going to find the ring, so I took it and put it in my pocket.
He said, I really want to see the sunset, which I thought was totally bizarre. At that point, I was like, you want to see the sunset?
It was a little bit cheesy, but it was one of those perfect moments.
He kind of turned around and got down on his knee, and I think he said, you would make me the happiest man if you would agree to be my wife. And I just started crying immediately. I was just crying, and yes, and we were both crying and hugging, and it must have been a good 3 minutes later where he said, do you want to see the ring? And he asked my dad, which was really, really special to me, because my dad is totally my hero.
Which was probably the scariest point in my entire life. I think up to this date, I think scarier than actually asking her.
Have you ever seen him married?
Honestly, no, I'm not.
No,
I'm really not. But,
You're gonna cry.
I'm definitely gonna cry. Seriously.